so we're just going to cover some of the, just not more like techniques of Krav Maga, just more the principles and the psychology of it, the way the blocking system's different, etc. So, obviously the mindset of it in Krav Maga is, if a strike's coming whatever way it is, you know, you don't know what, if it's a weapon or whatever it is. So it's more about the principles and working off a flinch response, really. Depending on what style you do, I'm just taking, you know, from what I've learned. Yeah, different schools of Krav Maga and that. But yes, so you've got this sort of usual, you know, combat sport, martial arts blocks, you know, to the face, etc. All this stuff. In the stance, we're going to come here just to get this emphasis of the centre line and coming from like a natural posture, because we're working off like a flinch response, etc. So we're going to go like for something this coming this way, trajectory that way. Again, it's like 100% block there, bang. You know, usually with boxing, etc., it's the last minute you might do it because someone's fainting, etc., in a sporting contest, whatever. So again, last minute you're blocking. And again, as with all counters, which I'll go into in a minute, they can be at the same time, or they can be one the defence first, then the strike, which I'll go into in a minute. But again, first of all, this 100% block, we're going to move the head as well to extra cover it. Okay, so it's like a 200% defence, as it were, to get the head offline, really. Because we say we don't know what's coming at us. You'd have to drill these, especially even more if you've done combat sports or martial arts, etc. You'd have to drill these more because you drilled in your usual stuff. You know, even if it's solo drilling and then obviously going off with a partner. But yeah, so again, coming off that centre line and moving the head offline. Now, again, there's a lot of this in martial arts about the live side and the blind side and live side. Let's call it that. Okay, so for instance, if you're blocking here and coming in here, this is meant to be like you're coming in here. This is like the live side. What you're doing is looking to block that way and come round that way. That's the blind side. I think, you know, like it's horses and courses really. It's a way of getting something across, which you'll get, but it's all live really, because if there's something in the hand, they're going to come back that way. I mean, even if you haven't, you know, you've got the old bare knuckle, old school sort of spiking that come back with an elbow. So it's still live really. If you're there, you better get to the dead side. I call it the dead side, just to the back. Really, the rear is the best place. But yeah, so that's the old emphasis really of it here, getting offline, and yeah, using your strikes really, either at the same time, wherever they are, open palm, fists, you know, feet, and getting off around the back. That'd be completely dead side, and then scanning. Again, that's the whole idea of that emphasis to start off with. See if you can get, you know, out of there, or use the person as a fence, holding them or whatever to start. I don't know, whatever it is. But yeah, so that's that one. We're taking it from this like it's a natural posture to start, not here at the moment. But that'd come if you sort of ready for it more. But yeah, so we've covered that. So also it's a good drill to do that you're coming up like this. So again, we've got the hands long there, we haven't got a fist going there, because if it's just like a wide, you know, it tends to happen like this, these sort of strikes, you're coming to the wrist, but you've got longer, that's shorter, that's a longer distance there. So you're bladed slightly at an angle, and you're aiming to come out to the wrist. So it's getting a habit of here, this is the centre line, I'm standing square, here, here, here. It's not straight, okay, it's here at the blade side. This is bladed there. So if you are practicing with a friend or anything, you might want to pad the forearms out before you condition them if you're doing a lot of it. But it's good, you still do this solely again, obviously it's locked down, so I'm just showing some solo moves, etc. So again, here, it can be there to the sides. You know, if you're going lower though, then again, I'm used to sort of coming down here, I like hooking, etc. It's the opposite. Basically, you're bending at the waist to come here, okay? Because you're thinking of a knife or something. So you're coming down here at the wrist. So you do one there, you're making a solid block and you're aiming for the wrist there. Again, you bend at the waist. So you do the opposite of what you probably would think. Here, and again, keeping an angle there. Yeah, so that's like sort of covering this motion coming at you. Again, like you don't know what it is, but the whole emphasis of Krav Maga is that. If you're in a situation like that, you know, yeah, you want to be covering everything. So, yeah, so there's a bit of blocking. You do see them in all, you know, other arts. Like you see these like Gadan Barais, Jodan Barais, Chudan Barais, you know, Tan Sales, etc. Which could do something similar to that in a minute. But this is just taking it out of the art, because again, great, they'll overemphasize stuff, but we're just putting it in the Krav Maga box, as it were. So that's sort of covering most the upper body sort of motions, you know, something coming forward that way, something that way, you know, you're coming here. Yeah, I mean, obviously you might end up getting the stance, etc. after. So we're thinking of like, say, what you call a snap kick or a teep kick, whatever you like, coming through that way. So there's a couple of ways here. Again, it's all about, because it's lower, we're coming to here and we're scooping it out the way there. So again, on the blind side, so all we're doing, we're bringing the hand here and we're scooping that way, but you're bending at the waist, something's low here. Again, get people sort of come in like that. Again, you want to take that way. So again, that way, you want to be that way. So you're coming to the outside there with the palm on their calf. Okay, so again, you can get to here, same again, strikes near enough at the same time, or straight after, you know, do your defensive move, get to there, get to there, blind side or dead side around the back, scan, shoot off hopefully. Yeah, you can do that either side here. So I'm going to go just show you a few repetitions. You're bending from here, okay? Again, keep the legs straight, here, okay? Gliding off line. I mean, you might, if you've done a bit of martial arts, you'll be in a stance or something like that, okay? But gliding off there. Yeah, and also coming through, you might want to scoop. So you might want to scoop there. Again, keeping these fingers like this and just scooping that way. On the blind side there, coming in, bang, bang, you know, whatever it is, foot, whatever. We're just covering this motion coming through. Again, it could be here, or you might want to, say it's the same leg, say it's this leg coming at me, I might want to go here, or here, guide it that way. Anything that puts me on that side of me, so as I'm coming through there, you're going to scoop, get that way. Okay, you don't want to be scooping here and coming in here, really, because you're coming into more, you're round there, on that blind side. So, again, it's not totally dead though, they call it a dead side. I don't like that really, because it's not dead at all, you know, because you've got stuff coming back, and remember it's generally, if it's a knife, it's a crime of passion, basically, everything's going everywhere. But again, you know, it might just be a strike coming your way, but it's going to be, it's covering sort of as good as you can cover a preemptive something coming out of nowhere, really. Yeah, so that's covered that sort of straight trajectory of stuff. So basically stuff coming this way, you know, stuff coming this way, whatever it is. And also, you know, something coming that way. the other thing with a snap kick or T-kick, whatever you want to call it, you've got your lower legs to block, so you can again do your own oblique kick. But the way I would do it is, as with these defences, get your weight coming forward. So again, with these, scooping defences with the legs, your weight's coming forward after. So it's the same if you've got the snap kick coming at you, you're bang, stopping it and coming forward with whatever you've got, get into wherever, scanning, and hopefully be able to shoot off. You've got the Yoko Geri from the side, so you might want to bang, come down. You're aiming for the knee, but the idea is you're aiming for their knee. You won't always get that. If you aim for the knee, you're highly likely to get this shin here, the big surface, and that's great. That's what you want really, the shin, because the bigger surface, you can, stand down, get all your weight coming forward. That's the idea. If you're good at that, I've seen people like John Jones do it and that, but again, not everyone's John Jones. You want to just get your weight coming forward, and hopefully you'll hit this shin bit there and have something to bring your weight forward and carry on the momentum really, to get to the blind side and round reasonably dead sides to the back. But again, you might have a few seconds there, scan and shoot off. So it's just different principles on that. A roundhouse kick, there's you're coming out there, so it's not like a soap uke, but you're keeping the fleshy part, unlike we was doing the bladed side. Again, you're coming to here, so you sort of, again, it's a 200% block there, because normally you'll do the blocks just wherever they are, whatever martial art is here, but we're double covering it. We're coming there, bring the head off line, the same side leg comes up, the A line of the body. So a roundhouse is something coming in that way with a foot, a roundhouse kick there, okay? So as it comes in, say from this side, you're blocking there, okay? High one would be better, you got a low one, and you're coming in with the same leg up the A line of the body, so it'll be a bang, blocking the roundhouse there, coming in, and then carry on there. The idea of that one, the rising kick, the right bang, you carry it on there. The idea of the rising kick is, as their legs come in there, obviously it's coming up that A line of the body. A line of the body, think of the A line of the body there. So again, A line of the body. Obviously, we want to know where we want to go, but what you find is, if you bring that foot, aim for here, it'll slide up. Again, yeah, not to be underrated that, to get one of them in, quite a delayed effect for a while, so it's not really finished. You'll have that while they're still live and fighting. Just if you come off of that, there'll be a while after, delay effect, before that sinks in, they've been it there. But again, here it's like a double. Again, it's that same thing. This, I would say, it's not a defence then the move, it's all together. So again, it's there, you're coming off, coming up with that leg, all together. Okay, that was segmentally, so it'd be bang, bang, coming in, and then carrying on your strikes after. Yeah, that's the difference really in the thought process around some styles of Krav Maga. Yeah, obviously you'll have the other ones where they're just blocking, whether it's karate, or Wing Chun Pak Sales or whatever. You're adding this, what I just added there actually, the head movement as well to get you around. So again, yeah, none of them wrong, none of them right. It's just more working on that flinch response a little bit there. Something that's just gonna come at the blow really. Obviously you can only cover these so much, but don't underrate that kick to the A line of the body. And I will say that again, A line there, think of that A there. If you hit, as you come in there and you come up. You're thinking of this part of your foot sliding up there. You know, if you aim straight for the groin, you don't always get it. Yeah, and I think there was another fight years ago. Gentleman Jim Corbett and Kid McCoy, and they had a street altercation. And Kid McCoy, Corbett, fascinating characters, the pair of them. Had many marriages. I think Kid McCoy married the same, had about 6 marriages or something like that. But yeah, a couple of them married him a couple of times. But that, he got Corbett with that in the street, and that delayed the fight for quite a while. He was ill in bed for a week or so after that. So yeah, that's the damage you can do with that. And that's 2 boxers. So, but I digress there. So yeah, just a little bit more on that stop block. That's what we call that, stop block. Again, stopping there, snap kick this, and it comes through here, coming down with the weight, or this way. The foot, when you're doing it, the foot, it's either that way, toes out there, heeling, or you're coming down that way. So again, heel there, toe in. Again, just another, again, they're all the same thing really, these. And if it works, it works. Whatever's drilled in there will work at the time. You'll always revert back to your own form, etc. But just, yeah, covering a bit of that psychology and the principles behind that sort of system, as it were. Bang, of blocking.